Hi, welcome to What's Happening. Here are the top 5 stories. At number 1, terrorists that attacked the Abuja-Kaduna bound train and abducted passengers on Tuesday released 5 more hostages, including a victim shot while in their captivity, named Mukhtar Shuaibu. Tukur Mamu, who withdrew as one of the negotiators, confirmed the release of the hostages, although there was no mention of whether ransom was paid or not for the released victims. With the release of the 4th batch of the 5 victims, 35 abductees are remaining. The 5 kidnapped train passengers who regained freedom begged the government to rescue the remaining victims in captivity because they were in dire need of food and medication. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Railway Corporation has suspended the Lagos-Kano and Abuja-Kaduna train services due to fear of terrorist attacks. On the other hand, Minister of Transportation Mazu Sambo said normal train activities would be restored on the route after victims who were kidnapped are reunited with their families. At number 2, the committee set by the Sokoto state government to investigate the May 12 unrest at the Shehu Shagari College of Education has submitted its report to Governor Aminu Tambuwal. Tambuwal, after receiving the report, noted the recommendations and heard from various stakeholders and leaders on the need to reopen the college. He said his administration will look into the possibility of doing so. The governor assured the people that the government will implement the recommendations of the committee. At number 3, according to the latest weather reports by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, thunderstorms and rains are expected across the country from Wednesday to Friday. NIMET predicted thunderstorms over the northern parts of Nigeria. Cloudy skies are anticipated over the north-central region, with prospects of rain over parts of the Federal Capital Territory, Plateau, and Niger states. Meanwhile, rains are envisaged over the inland and coastal cities of the south. According to NIMET, there are also prospects of intermittent rain over the north and north-central parts of the country, which may give rise to floods. The agency advised citizens living in the region to take necessary precautions. At number 4, according to reports, China has summoned the US Ambassador of Beijing on Tuesday to rebuke him over House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan. Vice Foreign Minister Zhang Feng voiced strong protest over Pelosi's visit to the democratic self-governing island, which China considers part of its territory. He said his move is extremely egregious in nature and the consequences are extremely serious. Pelosi landed in Taiwan late Tuesday, defying a string of angry warnings from Beijing. The trip by Pelosi, the highest-profile elected U.S. official to visit Taiwan in 25 years, sends tensions soaring between the world's 2 largest economies. At number 5, Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Bare has named a former Al-Shabaab leader, Mukhtar Shuaibu, as Minister for Religious Affairs in his newly formed cabinet. Shuaibu's appointment, which was announced on Tuesday, caused mixed reactions from citizens of the nation. Shuaibu co-founded Al-Shabaab and served as a spokesman of the deadly group that has long been designated as a terrorist organization by the United States. He had a $5 million US bounty on his head. However, Shuaibu split from the terror group in 2013 and publicly denounced the sect when he defected to the government side in 2017. That's all for now. See you next time on What's Happening.